Last month, the first volume of The Witcher Season 3 landed on Netflix. 5 episodes of monster killing, political twists, and magical conspiracy. In just a few days, the second volume will be available to stream, and so we spoke to stars Joey Batey, Freya Allan, and Anya Chalotra to reflect on the season so far and tease what's to come in the final 3 episodes. Season 3 has seen sorceress Yennefer of Vengerberg become a powerful political influencer. The final episode of the first volume saw her gather kings and mages from across the continent to unite against the tyranny of Nilfgaard. It's a side of Yennefer that Anya Chalotra loved bringing to life.
Yeah, I loved it. There's so many versions of Yennefer, so much strength shown in this series. This is a stage of her life that I don't think she ever thought she would get to, and has taken her by surprise. And yet again, she's found a deeper source of power that allows her to put the world to rights in a way that is for the better, for everyone's good.
That final episode also revealed that evil sorcerer Vilgefortz was behind the hunt for Ciri, and that he's working with Nilfgaard. It came as a huge surprise, but Yennefer is ready for the challenge.
But I think because it's impacted Tissaia so much, she realises for the first time she needs to step up, not only for Tissaia, for Ciri, but for the continent. What I love about Yennefer is she knows how powerful she is. She really does know her capabilities, and she now knows how to properly execute everything she's learnt.
Elsewhere in the continent, Geralt's other closest confidant has been having spicier adventures. The penultimate episode of Volume 1 stoked the first flames of romance between the Bard and Prince Radovid, the next in line to the throne of Redania.
I don't think Jaskier sees the inherent power of Radovid as in the political power. He sees something in him that is similar to his own sort of energy, and he sees someone hiding behind a mask. He sees someone who is more intelligent than he's letting on, and he's instantly drawn to that kind of person because I think he sees a lot of himself in him. You know, Jaskier ends up in all kinds of scrapes and is kind of used to being at court and surrounded by all these kings and queens, and it's not his first rodeo. I think he is willing now to explore his own emotions and potentially taking on the risk of his own life. And that's what romantic connection does. You're willing to step into perilous places because that journey and that adventure is worth it.
The inclusion of Radovid in the show is a significant departure from the books, in which the prince is only a young child. In fact, the version of Radovid in the show feels more like a precursor to the cruel king we see in the Witcher video games.
You impede me too often, and I find your arrogance an annoyance. I've had men killed for less.
Despite this, the books remain the show's guiding light.
In general, the show is adhering in some ways to the books, and the books for me, and I know for a little bit for you, Anya, were definitely the foundation on which we have tried to build these characters. But at the same time, we've got two visions here. We've got who Mr. Sapkowski wrote and who Lauren is writing, and it's our job to exist as best we can in between those two and serve the vision of the showrunner whilst maintaining as much integrity to the original character as possible. That's half the fun, and that's half the challenge. And it leads to some really, really lovely discussions about and differences and in opinions. And Lauren's so open to collaboration that it means that hopefully these characters become more and more detailed the more we play them.
While the Radovid plotline is new material for the show, Jaskier's plunge into the dangerous and risky world of espionage in Season 3 is something influenced by plotlines from the books.
It wasn't unexpected. It was hinted at in Season 2, and it's hinted at in the books, that Jaskier does get embroiled in some of the political machinations of the continent. He is making decisions. They may not be the right decisions, but he's trying because he's figured out what's important to him, worked out what pleases you, and that is this family dynamic and this new niece that he sees someone that is so incredibly special, and he's willing to, as you say, put himself in real danger and risk his life for the most important person to him and to this family.
Ciri is in more danger than she's ever been this season, and so that meant actress Freya Allan had to learn how to fight. After being restricted to a wooden sword during her training in Season 2, this year Ciri gets to wield a sharpened blade of her own.
Me and Wolfie, the stunt coordinator, he's extraordinary, and we created a style based off Geralt's whilst also making it my own. Like, we're obviously very physically different. You know, I have the agility, you know, I'm smaller, and so I can have more of that in the way I fight, but There's also something to Geralt's style that's very efficient, and there are certain moves that he does that I was educated on that really do change the style. They're so specific to those characters, which is so lovely to have, and it makes sense because Geralt has trained Ciri, so getting to kind of work on that style and make it actually mean something was fun. I can't help but love getting to fight people because I always love the stunt team. It feels like I'm doing a dance performance and we're a team, you know? And having that is always so exciting, you know, getting to work in a group, end the day going, wow, we did this together, and, you know, I like that. I like the camaraderie of it.
Fighting humans and monsters isn't the only challenge Ciri faces in Season 3 though. Volume 2 adapts the frying pan section of the Time of Contempt book, in which Ciri must survive the Korroth Desert. It was a tough shoot for Freya.
Oh, it was crazy. Being on my own for a whole episode was just a whole new experience, which I was really grateful for to have as an actor. The obvious thing of the conditions, it was 46 degrees every day. And so, but I was so thankful for that because it felt real. It really helped with the journey. I was going through everything that Ciri was going through. Well, I mean, not everything. I did actually get some water. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't like literally dying completely in the desert, but it, you know, as close as I could to it. So
we did keep hearing stories of how hot it was, and how you had to keep changing day shoots to night shoots and stuff.
Yeah.
At Netflix's recent To Dumb event, Henry Cavill said goodbye to his time on The Witcher by praising his castmates for bringing so much nuance and detail to their characters.
It was such a pleasure and an honour to be working with you guys. You guys bring so much nuance and detail to these characters.
We asked the trio where they found that nuance, and what influenced their portrayal of these fantasy icons.
It comes from like 2 or 3 different sources each season. I try and pick 2 or 3 books that I focus on, and then some musical artists that come in to play, and then there's some historical research that I try and do as well. This season there was a lot of Kay Tempest with me on set. A lot of the works of Kay Tempest just sat with me. I returned to some Fitzgerald and went back to characters like Dick Diver in Tender as the Night and things like that. And then just at the end of the day, let Joni Mitchell sing me to sleep.
Each year's different, I'd say. Season 1, I was so new to everything that I think in a way I just kind of really lent on that, on what I was going through as myself. It was also overwhelming, and that was really what was happening with Ciri as well. So I really think I could relate to her. For Season 1, I kind of had to create a lot of her memories that she'd had prior, and I think the thing that we're so lucky is that now we have those memories with the characters that we can really lean on in certain moments and really allow us to fully fall into those characters.
She's 100 years old. So I played her from 14 to, 100 odd. I feel like a lot of my inspiration has come from the women in my life, the women who've supported me, and because a lot of Yennefer's experiences just going through many, many events that, I feel like I don't have as much experience in as, say, you know, my mum or my sister, or, you know, so I draw on like certain experiences from other people and the strength of those characters that I know and love. I'm that kind of actor who loves to know every single thing, where she's been, simply where she's heading, and find it in the moment.
Henry Cavill's portrayal of Geralt has seen him become a firm favourite among the fandom, and his castmates fondly remember their time on set with him.
He is a bit of a goof. He's got a lovely dry wit to him.
Yeah, very British humour.
Very British humour. And my memories tend to be of just him corpsing, or breaking as the Americans call it.
Yeah.
He and I often have tried to make each other laugh behind the scenes. And in that first tavern scene that I shot with him many, many years ago, I saw him break, and that was really, I think that was the first time that we kind of connected on stuff, because it was like, you're human. you know?
It's so random, but I have so many memories of him just slipping down hills.
Yes. Yeah.
But like being really like serious Geralt mode, and then him just sort of sliding.
Yeah.
And
graceful as ever.
it's just those funny little moments, you know.
Probably watching him fight has been kind of incredible. Such a learning experience, but it's like also just in awe of somebody who can pick up fights so easily and do them so well and nail it first time. One of my favourite memories was season 1 when we fought together. That was very special. A lot of season 1 moments actually. It was all fresh and new. I loved it.
Of course, Season 4 will see Liam Hemsworth take up the Witcher's silver sword. Do his future allies have any advice for him?
We wouldn't really give advice. I think our job is to welcome him, and to welcome, as we would to any new cast member, is to say, come on in, we know it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on, and to listen and be patient and commit as hard as we have done thus far.
Yeah.
The second volume of The Witcher 3 will be available to stream on Netflix from July 27. For more, check out our review of the first volume, and for everything else, stick with IGN.